We come to Monroeville on the east side of Pittsburgh. The Monroeville Mall is one of the most legendary, iconic filming locations in horror movie history. For decades, fans from around the world have made the pilgrimage here, just like me, to walk the same halls once overrun by zombies. But time is running out. Walmart has recently purchased this property, and they are said to bulldoze it, tear it down in 2027. If you're a fan of this movie and you weren't able to make it here this weekend, I so hope you enjoy this video. This is a piece of horror history that is about to disappear. For today's creature feature, we begin this video on the final day of Living Dead weekend. With the Monroeville Mall facing an uncertain future and the cast gathering here one last time, today feels less like a convention and more like the end of an era. This is the last Dawn of the Dead reunion inside of the Monroeville Mall. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J. Thanks for clicking on this video. This is my third day and final day of the Living Dead weekend. The last time the Dawn of the Dead crew will be inside where they created this movie. But this is tough. It's been an amazing weekend. I have had the pleasure of meeting so many awesome people that love this movie. Last night I was able to attend the VIP party, and I'll share a little bit of that later. I took some footage of that. It was so cool. We were in this mall at night, and there were moments when I was walking around and no one was around, and I was just taking it all in. And I wanted to enjoy it 100%, but with the thought that we will never be able to go back in this mall and it will be gone, kind of made it hard. But I realized how lucky I was to be in there last night to do that. And I just want to thank the universe and the people who made this possible for me to come up here this weekend. Thank you so much, because this made my whole filming location slash just movie loving, zombie Romero loving life, just having this experience. And today is the final day. I am finally going to take the movie locations tour inside the mall, hosted by Larry. I call him Larry of the Dead. He is the tour guide, the official tour guide of these tours inside the mall. So I will be taking the last tour at 4 o'clock. We are going on the last tour inside the Monroeville Mall. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I purchased a photo op at 1:30. I will be sitting on the bench on the upper level of the mall with the main cast. We're talking about Fran, we're talking about Peter and Roger, and I will be sitting right with them. I paid for that photograph this weekend. I could have done it yesterday, but I saved it for today. And then one last thing before we get inside for day 3. I started this. I've got all these autographs so far, but I need 2 more. And I'm kind of nervous and anxious because the lines have been long for both Peter and Roger. So I'm going to get inside. We're going to get this thing going. The tour kicks off at 4, so I'm going to be here all night, guys. It's going to be a late night. It's a 3-hour tour, and I'm taking you with me. If you're a fan of Dawn of the Dead, I hope you enjoy this video. If you're a fan of horror, if you're just a fan of movie locations, or maybe you've never seen this before and you're new here and you just want to go along for the ride, all of that, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. I'm glad you're here. There's so much ahead. And I'm walking into the mall a different way than I have the past couple days. Although I've shown this entrance, this is the main entrance you see in Dawn of the Dead. A lot of activity in the movie out here, and we'll learn about that upon the tour today, because this is where it starts, this entrance. Here's the old bench here before the rock wall. Yesterday they had a bunch of the original zombies out here doing a photo op. Check out those last 2 videos. There's a lot of good stuff in there for Dawn of the Dead fans to catch up on. All right, this is so cool. I was just catching up. This is a bunch of the zombies, a group here of the zombies from Dawn of the Dead. They're doing another photo op right here. I recognize many of them. I've talked to many of them. Here they are in the original filming location. Kind of a candid moment there. Take it all in. I'm so glad I purchased one of these bricks at the Living Dead Mall Museum on the first day. This is where the fountain was. No escalator back in 1978. Just a huge fountain here. And this is where Tom Savini fell off the balcony right up there in a similar area. Check out the skylights. Jumped off. He didn't jump off, he was pushed off. And he landed somewhere right here in this vicinity. Again, check out my filming locations video on Dawn of the Dead. It's on my Dawn of the Dead Mall playlist. Yes, I have created a playlist just for this mall. Check it out. All right, here's the 10 a.m. tour. This is one of my favorite scenes.
Tony Booba. He is the sombrero wearing biker from the movie. And tell us, why did you have to check your blood pressure?
Well, honestly, screen time. What happened was, literally, I was just supposed to run around the mall with a machine gun. And I was the audio person, I was a main guy. And so, some stuff off, that kind of thing. I said, okay. So I went out and found that sombrero because I thought, well, look at the theater. How am I going to see myself in all these bikers? So when I found the biggest hat I could possibly find, and so I got that, then I had my ear machine floating down on and some other little stuff. Did that, and George blood pressure came over that guy, and he gets his motivation at the end of the time. That was an all blood pressure machines in the 70s, and people, every line for people getting their blood pressure. For no reason, it was there. So I was. So George did that, then trying to think, okay, this guy's going to be dumb enough to get a blood pressure machine. Let's make it a little quirky, so that's why I took the mannequin, which wasn't in the script.
Yeah, he was in JCPenney's, and you could see him grabbing a mannequin for some reason and running out of the store.
Well, the mannequin was in homage to all those dolls that came out at that time that you find on the back of a magazine.
That's so cool. Here he is right here. This is one of my favorite scenes too. That's cool.
That was awesome and incredible, and I honestly did not plan that because I was getting coffee, obviously, and just saw this.
And I was just gifted this comb, a Savini hairbrush switch comb from my friend Will, who's a huge horror fan. He was just visiting Evans City yesterday. His first time here. Thanks, Will. This is so cool. All right, I'm a little nervous. It's 11:15. My photo op is at 1:30. I have not got yet Scott Reniger and Ken Forey, so whatever is the longest line, actually I'll probably do Scott, because I've got Ken Forey's before and I know he does a lot of cons. Scott doesn't do a lot of conventions and he's here, and I want to make sure I get him to sign this. So we're gonna find Scott's line right now. Okay, so while we wait for Scott to show up, I am going to show you some of the footage from last night from the VIP party. It was so cool. Here's some moments from last night inside the mall.
We're at the Dawn of the Dead Mall VIP party. We got the soundtrack going. All of the original Dawn of the Dead zombies in here. Check it out.
Alright guys, I had to take a clip for you. If you caught yesterday's video, I told you I'd be here in the mall for the VIP party, and check this out. We can walk pretty far. The Dawn of the Dead Mall at night VIP party with a bunch of the zombies. Oh my gosh, this is like one of my favorite moments of all time. I had to throw this in the video today. If you're watching this, it's in the day 3 video. I'm like nerding out here. Got the party back here. I never thought I would be in the Monroeville Mall at night. This is so cool. This is a dream come true. Again, that's where the ice skating rink was in the movie. Now the food court straight ahead. Famous escalator right here. I'm going up. All right, heading over to the hallway. Food was pretty good. Sorry I didn't show it to you before I molded. And here's the party, the aerial. Check it out. Food's over here. George, of course. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. really good. I can't believe this is going down. I just realized Ken Foree's over here just chilling on the bench. That's cool. When there's no more ball, the dead will still party. And we got some zombies up here. Look at this. They've arrived a little late, a little fashionably late. Down the escalators. It's about time you got here. We got Chris from Buffalo Bill House.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah!
You guys need some lotion on that skin for sure. JCPenney's former entrance right here. Sliding glass doors. Ken Foree placing his M16 right there. And guess what? Ken Foree is in that Cinemark theater right now because they are having that screening with the cast. Tickets are sold out. I wish I could get in. Oh man, the popcorn smells so good. And it's 5 after 10. I've got to go back and edit yesterday's video if you're watching this. I'm just taking it all in right here. I've sat here for a few moments. This is by far one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Being so infatuated, loving this movie. Here we are. And everyone can thank Courtney for this awesome experience. Thank you, Courtney. This made my trip. This was a dream come true. Now back to Future Jay. All right, here comes Ken Foree coming in. Oh, there's Scott. Scott's here too. They were like, let's do this at the same time. Yeah. There's Scott with Tom Savini and Knight Riders. Another George A. Romero classic that I have not seen. Shockingly enough, I have not seen Knight Riders. There's a lot of Knight Riders cast members here at Dawn of the Dead weekend, of course. First up. All right, cool, my turn. Thank you, sir. It's an honor to be here with you today. I'm a huge fan of you and the movie. Yeah. How's it feel to be back in the Monroeville Mall?
It's fun. I like it. You know, I live in LA and I'm tired of LA.
I hear that a lot lately.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of there and come here.
I like that you're here, man. Thanks for being here for all the fans.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. And my photo with Scott Reiniger and my moment. So cool. We were both kind of drinking coffee together. Mine was off to the side. We were kind of joking about that. And here's his signature on my flyer for Living Dead weekend. Thank you. Oh, awesome. I'm coming into the room a different direction. I am now in Ken Foree's line. Oh, wow. Cool moment.
Whoa.
Halloween 2. Yeah, baby. To get one of my final signatures, Ken Foree, Peter, wearing a Dawn of the Dead shirt. He just said he's doing that to celebrate signing a Dawn of the Dead poster. He said he's wearing the t-shirt to honor the movie and the mall. Is he selling these statues? Oh, these are cool. How much are they?
The prices are already unpainted sign $200 and the painted version sign $200.
Oh, those are really cool. All right, Ken Foree kind of signed over Scott's signature, but I guess that just adds to the story right there. That's pretty cool. Partners, Peter and Roger right there signing over each other. They are really close to each other. You can still see it. This is almost complete. I think I might get just a couple more signatures. Over in Hall A last night, we saw the Krishna zombie walking through the iconic hallway, and he's right there, so I'm gonna go see if I can get his autograph on this as well. He's a very famous zombie. Check this out. Take it all in, guys. This is about to disappear. I'm looking for Mr. Mike Christopher, the Krishna zombie, who we saw walk down the hallway last night in the mall, recreating the scene where the scene took place. I want to get his autograph on this as well. Surreal moment, seeing you in the hallway, in the makeup. That was surreal. Yeah, man. That was so cool last night.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get ready?
About 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. Not your first rodeo, for sure.
Yeah, it's, I had a couple people help me.
Yeah.
It's a water-based makeup, so it goes on.
Okay. Not only did Mike sign my program for the weekend, right there, Krishna Zombie. It's getting a little crowded over here, so I had him sign up there. He said, hey, for free, I'll just sign you an 8x10 too. So that was really nice. Just had an amazing moment with Tasso over here. Worked on Friday the 13th with Tom Savini. So of course, I had him sign above Tom there on my poster. Tasso is also in Knight Riders, and check this out. There he is wearing this helmet right here. He's got it here. That's amazing. Screen used helmet. Also, here he is, famously held up the Mrs. Voorhees prop. You can actually see his hairy hands on screen in the movie, and we talked quite a bit about his moments on Friday the 13th. He told me that Tom and him stayed on site and all of the other actors went to a hotel. So he actually camped out at Camp Crystal Lake. That's a gory moment. Sorry for that. On Friday the 13th. Oh, there's what I was just talking about. And here he is as one of the Raiders in Dawn of the Dead. Here's a better shot, a close shot of Tazo. First time meeting him. I couldn't walk away from this event this weekend without saying hello and of course getting an autograph. I can't believe this place is about to be gone forever. We can no longer come back here. Let's get a movement going, guys. There is still a glimmer of hope for Dawn of the Dead fans who love this mall. Walmart, whoever's in charge, if you're watching this video, save this mall. New owner, make sure to keep this mall, preserve it. We're putting the energy out there, putting the good vibes out there, they say, to keep this mall. And if you want to get behind that statement, let me know in the comment section. May this video reach the right person. Give it a thumbs up. Let that number right there simply show how much we love this mall and how badly we do not want it to go. And if you catch yesterday's video, this Unimall owned by Steelman, there'll be a little more context. He's here this weekend. I took a breather. Now I'm heading back into the Monroeville Mall. It is 1:15. I've got my ticket that I redeemed yesterday for my photo opportunity, the mall bench with the main cast. All right, so here is the line. The bench is at the end. They did this yesterday. I caught it on camera. Right there, they will come and sit. This is the line so far. It goes pretty quick though. All right, one of the many awesome people I've met this weekend, but we have a huge connection. Jay the Bachelor on YouTube. Jared.
What up? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Jay the Bachelor. I'm here with Tampa Jay. We're here for the final weekend, Living Dead weekend. We're here to pay homage to the greatest mall the zombie mall of all time.
A lot of homages this weekend.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're here for everybody that can't be.
Yeah, for Adam.
For Adam, exactly. So rest in peace. We all miss Adam. And so does Larry, the one that put on the tour. We talked about him. He's on the back of the pamphlet that I have. So
yeah,
the tour guide. So I'm Jay the Bachelor. I'm not as cool as Tampa Jay.
Oh, don't say that, man.
No. But
I'm not cool. I'm just at the mall, man.
I know. No, he's awesome, and you know it's one big family here. You know, we're all here for one love, one reason. So we're all here. It's
so bittersweet knowing that this place is going to disappear, but at the same time, I've had one of the best weekends I've ever had. Just seeing people's passion and desire for this place to stay here, and then seeing them enjoy these moments. It's been magical.
And it's been full circle for everybody. When I came here in 2019, and I was Zombie Flyboy and did the tour, and it's all meeting everybody's back here. All these guys around here, everybody behind the camera right here, there's friends everywhere. And it's all big family. I don't even have to check in because they know who I am. Larry shotted me out as soon as I went on tour.
Yeah, cool.
And Jay's going to be going on his first tour behind the scenes, guys.
You just did it. I'm about to do it.
Yeah, so, and Larry knows everything, so I'm sure he'll do a good job of filming it. So
yes,
you guys
stay tuned.
Tuned.
Check out his content, link in the description below. And we're going to get a photo too right now.
Yeah, we're going to get a photo.
We'll be hanging out in line for a little bit.
Yeah,
thanks, man. All right, I think there's 2 to 3 groups in front of us. This is about to go down. All right, so it went down. The moment was very quick, of course. We have to go back to Hall B to pick up the photo when it's ready. Jay got it too.
Awesome. We were so good, guys.
That's a cool moment there. That's perhaps the last time that photo op will ever happen inside this mall.
Yeah, that was it, man, unfortunately.
I'm so glad you and all these people got to experience it one last time. Living Dead Weekend.
Exactly.
Check them out. There's going to be one more. Right now, there's going to be one more. And people are saying it might be back in the mall. Rumors are flying. So
it's true.
There you go.
Follow.
And we have entered Hall B, a.k.a. the former Party City. I just love this floor. It would be cool to have the Party City sign from the Monroeville Mall. That would be so cool. All right, all the photos have been laid out here. I don't see mine yet. I could be in there.
Which one did you do? The bench?
Oh, the bench, yeah.
It takes about an hour.
An hour? Okay, cool. I'll come back.
So if you want to shop around and then come
Sure.
back as soon as they get done, we'll put them out for you.
All right, thank you.
These are from yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah. 2 hours until the tour. The tour of the Dawn of the Dead filming locations. One last time. Hopefully not, though. There is hope. There is hope that one of these tours may go down again inside the mall. That's the rumor right now. There is one more Living Dead weekend, and it is highlighting the return of the Living Dead movie with cast. And before I got here, it was said to me that this was going to be the last one ever in this mall. But now people are saying that it's going to happen in October in here again. I am so glad that I came up here, because this may be the last time the Dawn of the Dead crew at this caliber are inside this mall. All right, back in Hall B, it looks like Greg Nicotero has gone for the weekend. But that's okay, I see him all the time, so at some point I'll have to remember to bring this with me, because I want him to sign above Savini and Tazo. And I couldn't walk away this weekend and not get the Machete Zombie to sign this. I'm gonna put him right underneath Tom Savini, Leonard Lees. I met him a couple years ago. He's in my Dawn of the Dead filming locations video, and I just so happen to be staying, we so happen to be staying at the same hotel this weekend. Gonna get this iconic photo here. Say goodbye, creep. I may have been saying say goodnight. Say goodbye, creep. I think that's actually, it's the Mandela effect. It's goodbye, it's good night. Love the X-Files shirt you got on there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good show.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites.
And this is my second time getting nailed by the Machete Zombie. His famous pose. I tried to do it like he did, but no one does it better than Lenny. This is so cool. I had Tazo tell me that this is the only Living Dead weekend book or pamphlet that he signed all weekend, so this might be the only one in existence. Yeah, there you are, plaid pants. Oh, here you are over here. And I like this. They drew this for you. This is so cool. I like your close-up in the movie too. That's really cool. I always remember that moment. Bob Jacob. Such a pleasure and an honor to meet you, sir.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. All right, should I get another signature? I've got a little bit more cash in my pocket, and I feel like I should just keep going. I'm gonna have Tony Bubba, the sombrero guy, sign this. I had him sign an 8x10 the other day, and I interviewed him in the video, and we saw him earlier on the tour. But I gotta have him sign this, because he is one of my favorite characters, favorite moments of the entire Dawn of the Dead movie. All right, how about a close-up of Tom Savini's Harley? Because I failed to do that. It is a Harley. Check it out. I think I see the serial tag down there. Oh no, that's for the battery. That's an old school battery. It should be. Can't touch it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what year it is. Comment below if you know. I'm gonna say 70s for sure, maybe 60s. And I just realized I haven't shown the George bust today. There's a rumor that the Living Dead Museum, there's a panel going on over here.
Yeah, you too.
There's a rumor that the bust is going to go up there.
She stays busy.
Thanks, Missy.
What you guys enjoy is because of her, Camping Dad.
I'm going to capture this moment.
Seriously, give those guys a round of applause.
There you go.
Without them, this isn't happening. I do want to answer your question, but this is a great line to say on the record, so everybody knows.
Every single volunteer here has been amazing.
Yes.
Amazing and responsive and proactive, and they didn't really make this a great event.
Welcome to Moe's. Yeah, how about that for a plot twist? So I have 45 minutes. Oh no, I have 29 minutes until the tour starts. I'm hungry. This is the Monroeville Moe's. It's just outside of the mall, so I'm gonna get it to go. Get back to the mall. Okay, I've returned. It is 3:53, 7 minutes, just made it. Right inside these doors. The group should be gathering for the very last Dawn of the Dead Mall tour for Living Dead weekend. Larry of the Dead has honored Adam the Woo. That is so
Always
cool.
and forever.
That is
We
so
will
cool,
all
dude.
remember Adam the Woo.
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
Yeah, let's do the tour.
Oh, the baby.
All right, handing out all the badges, the passes for the tour. Also, there's a special pamphlet. We're just going down the line. All right, and check this out. We saw this the other day. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Documenting this for posterity as Mr. Check this out. Man, I miss him so much. That's so cool. He's here. Adam the Woo right there. His favorite zombie movie. Been here many times. We were talking about him the other day. This is so cool. We're about to take this tour. The filming locations to Dawn of the Dead, 1978. We're going to spots I've never been before. I am so excited. I saved the best moment for last, I think, this tour. So it's a 3-hour tour. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimal. Not going to film 3 hours worth, but I'm just going to give you the spots that I most certainly never seen before and some of the most iconic and the cool stuff that sticks out to us. So these guys are going to recreate the blubber zombie, and I'm going to do this for them.
You're going to do the blubber?
Are we doing video or are we doing photo?
So,
That's cool. Here it goes. Imagine coming to here on any given day. All right, now I'll do some video.
my God, if they remade it.
Look at all this audience I have over here.
I know.
Thank you.
That was good. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. This is Brendan, the Horror Green Book on YouTube.
That's correct. What's going on?
Yeah. Where's the first time we met was St. Louis, right?
Yes, the Trans World last year.
Well, enjoy the tour, man.
Oh, we're
Let's
gonna have
enjoy
a blast,
it. Yeah,
man. We're gonna have some fun. So, guys,
I'm
stay
glad you're
tuned
here.
for all the fun times.
There you go.
Everyone, welcome to the weekend. This is the last event of this show this weekend. Welcome to my tour.
Yeah. Look at this.
I'm Lawrence D. Vincent, a George Romero historian and expert. My name's on the back of the program. You want to remember later on. But I have a bunch of people here with me who I want to introduce to you. Okay? Number one, these are important people too, but number one is my wife, Margaret. She's helped me on most of these tours this weekend, and of course she helps me in life in general, every single day, making me dinner, making me breakfast, and all these kinds of things that a wife can and maybe could or should do. She does them for me, and I love her so much. And this is my daughter, Amara. Okay? They have been helping me at my booth too while I'm away on tours all weekend. Now, let me introduce you to these fine people right here, okay? These are some of the main members of the staff that puts together this whole event, runs things at the show. While I'm doing tours, they're doing other important things and making everything happen. This right here is Mandy Raymond. She works with Kevin Christ all year round to work on putting together things for the show, like creating and thinking about the cool photo ops that we have. They devise these things and we eventually have them at the show. But then, right next to her is Kip Hennequin. All right. He helps Kevin Christ, who owns and runs the show and the museum, to build these things like the photo ops. He's there all the time helping build everything that goes into this show, whether it's, an empty store, cleaning it, putting tables in. This guy is hauling all that stuff into these rooms and making the show possible. Very important guy. Thank you, Kip. Thank you. Put it all together and help things run and make it all happen. So she's important too, as everybody else is here. Thank you, Missy. And then this here is my brother from another mother from another country. This is Daz Sargent. Darren Sargent, if you want to get technical. Okay. He lives in the UK. Spooky Daz. You can call him Spooky. He's very important to us in our show because he designs our website and all the graphics and the banners and things you see on the website and on social media. And this gentleman also designs the cover of my programs that you see on every single tour that I've ever done. He's designed the covers for me. Great guy, does amazing work. He's an integral part of this show too. If you don't know already, this is what is known as the biker entrance by fans, or the loading dock area for the movie. And in your program, you're going to follow along. Let me point out, if I hold this up for you, you're going to start at the top where you see that truck inside.
There you go, right there.
The top, across here, to the next level below that, and then next level, so on and so forth in the program until you get to the back. And I'm going to show you all these spots in the program and even more. I also want to say one more thing before we continue on. I have dedicated these tours of the Monroeville Mall to Adam the Woo. Do you all know who Adam the Woo is?
Yeah!
Oh, I like to hear that. Okay. The reason I dedicate these tours to Adam, he's on my shirt, of course. It's because he passed away this last December, as you know if you're a fan. Very, very tragic and sad. I know he's been in the lives of many people over the years, including me, on a daily basis even. Hate to be emotional like that, but I'm sure a lot of you people feel the same way. He's a great guy. I dedicate the tours to him. He loved this place too. He's a big Dawn of the Dead fan, and he even came on my tour in 2018. It was an honor to allow him, I gave him and his sister Faye free passes to come on the tour. Came on my tour, and it was a full honor. Full honor. So, Adam, rest in peace.
Yeah.
We miss you. Take care. We'll walk through your games forever.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That's the very first picture. You'll see the truck, one of the set of glass doors. That would have been these glass doors right here. So, they would have taken the truck to a truck station nearby. Actually, it's not really nearby. It's in Irving, that truck station, which is about 20 minutes away down the turnpike.
Wasn't sure about that.
They would have come down a road back here. There's a really super steep road.
The road's back here behind the Firestone.
End of the tour, we end up over here. They come down that road into the parking lot, and they drive the trucks around, and then they would back that truck up along these glass doors here. Okay? And then the second truck would go right along that, and that's where Roger would get out, go into the other truck with Peter, and that's where he dropped his bag between the two trucks right here. And he has to go back for his bag. I forgot my bag. So he goes back and gets his bag, and then that's where he gets bit in the trucks.
Oh yeah, here you go.
So
look at the rocks.
There are things that match the movie still at the mall, even though it has changed a lot. This rock wall is one of them. You see that zombie by the rock wall? During the biker raid, they're out here. The bikers start shooting at various zombies, and there's this one zombie right here. You can match the patterns of the rock and everything. He gets shot, goes, and he goes like this, boom! He falls back. Of course, that wasn't maybe a great stunt, but my stunts get better. Let's go inside. It's hot out here.
Yeah.
Again, this is where the bikers come in.
Larry, help me. Zombies at your
Come on.
Ah! That's cool.
Alright, we do have zombies out there now. And that's interesting because most of the time when you see zombies outside of doors in the movie, a lot of the time, most of the time even, the zombies would have been outside these very doors here and these glass windows and doors. All shots of the zombies mostly take place out here. There are a few views in front of the old main entrance too, but most of the shots of zombies outside the mall would have been out here. And then, I like to do a little recreation, or I'll pretend to be one of those zombies.
Alright.
You'll know which one.
Yeah. He's doing the blubber zombie.
I'm not taking off my shirt or getting in swim trunks, but you should recognize that. And of course, when you look at the movie, you can match the rocks and the walls and everything, and this whole space right here. And November 6th or 7th or so, 1977.
Oh wow.
All zombie shots.
He does
on the
know
first
his
day of
stuff.
filming. I have actually seen 32 minutes of the rushes from that day, and they're filming all those scenes of zombies right out here.
That's cool.
It's private thing, it's not available on the internet. But I have my sources.
Post it.
He said post it. And yeah, the reason why I even saw this footage is that a gentleman said, hey, if I show you something, do you promise to never share this on the internet or anywhere? I said, okay, what is it? And he said, well, I have these 32 minutes of rushes from the first day from Dawn of the Dead. As long as you don't share them anywhere, I'll share it with you. Okay, yeah, anything you want. So I honored that, and I've had this footage for a couple of years. The gentleman tried to get it on that last box set of Dawn of the Dead, put out a second sight. Unfortunately, for various reasons, it couldn't be on that set. So there is this footage out there. Maybe one day it will surface.
Yeah, cool.
So they take that car, and they actually come down this hallway here, and this is where they drive it and lock off the first set of doors. They drive it through here and park it there. Peter and Stephen get out, lock the doors. Peter comes over here and sets the alarm, which you see up near ceiling somewhere, the big boozer alarm. And then they go back into the mall and lock some more doors. Let's head into the mall.
All right, thanks to Kurt and his wife for grabbing this for me. They saw me and I was just saying, hey, I gotta go get my photo, and they're like, we'll get it for you. So that was so nice, thank you. And they put it in a cover for me too, and that's a great photo.
All the columns have patterns on them that are distinctive. So, you can go and look for a scene from the movie and it's got some of that marble in the top. You look for that and you can match that up too when you're doing your sort of recreations or trying to match up where things happen in the movie. And of course you do kind of need a person like me to figure this stuff out, because the mall has undergone renovations over the years, starting in 2003, 2004. That's when the first major renovations of the mall happened and things changed dramatically. Before that, you could come to the mall and it was pretty much the same. During that time, they removed the fountain, which was here. They removed the railings up top there. They had sets of stairs originally. They removed those and put escalators at either end of the mall. Before that, you could have come and it would look very much the same, except the clock tower wasn't here and the ice skating rink was not here. They were taken out long, long ago.
All right, we're going with this scene right here.
Right here. And the reason I know that is because, and also, it's one of those things where you look at the tip of Franny's rifle, okay? Look at the tip of it. So my hand is where her rifle is, and you can measure the tip, the pattern on the column, beyond it. So you should be able to match it. It's a little light there, but you can match it better quality. You see where Auntie Anne's is right there, the pretzel place? Originally, there was a set of stairs there, okay? There were sets of stairs at either end of the mall. One there, and also one at the other end where the clock tower was. I mention this because you will see some shots in the movie of Stephen and Fran after they are shopping, going up the stairs. And you also see some shots of zombies going up and down steps in a sort of set of stairs. They are no longer in the mall. They would have been here and also at the other end of the mall. You remember in the movie when Tom Savini gets shot by Peter, he does that dive over the railing down to the lower level. That would have happened right here.
Right
exactly here. Okay, he would have dove over and came down here.
There you go. Check out the skylights.
I'm going to explain that a little bit further.
And the beam in the center.
Yep.
Right there.
And if you remember
A bench.
She's pregnant and smoking and sitting on a bench. She would have been sitting on the bench right here. Of course, back then, these kind of things were a little bit more permissible. These days, we look at it and we're like, oh my God. So that happened here, and beyond her would have been a store called Anticipation Maternity. A maternity store.
No, it's
So we're going to walk
Nebo.
over here and see one of the other bikers played by Thompson Roberts. In the movie, his character is named Flash. He grabs a rope, flies on it, and he swings down under here, jumps off, and starts fighting zombies. First time he did this, it went wrong.
He came and swung down too hard, hit the ceiling under there, and fell, and the take didn't work. So he did it again. Luckily, he was not hurt. And then the take you see in the movie of him swing down, jump off that rope, and start fighting zombies is what you see. So, you remember in the movie there's supposed to be a gun store in the mall? There actually was not a gun store at all in the mall, ever. What they did was some sort of movie trickery. So the interior of the gun store would have been filmed at an actual gun store in East Liberty, a suburb of Pittsburgh, called Firearms Unlimited. So that interior was filmed there. But then, it's supposed to be in the mall, so you have Peter and Steven in that gun store looking out through the gates of someplace in the mall. That actually would have been right here. There would have been a store called Cheeseboard, and looking through the gates, you see beyond the zombies in the gates, a store called Ormond. It had a sort of red awning and white letters that said Ormond. And looking at that original mall directory, you see across the aisle from Cheeseboard would be Ormond. So that's how I know that the gun store view out of it would have been through Cheeseboard and its sort of gate. Also note, another big scene happened in Cheeseboard. After the heroes have taken over the mall and they're getting all the things they want, they're eating all the food they want, they come into Cheeseboard. And if you look in your program, you see that board is that big. And then you can tell this is really a spot because look at that. Pretend I'm Steven. Beyond his head, behind him, you can match up the pattern on these marble columns. That one and that one.
That's really cool.
Your next photo in the program should be, you see that one biker played by Mr. Roberts. The biker is called Sledge. He gets shot by Peter. Peter is in the ceiling somewhere shooting at the bikers. He's on the back of the motorcycle. He falls off the back of the motorcycle after he's shot in the back, and that would have been right about here. You match patterns and columns stuff right here. He would have fell on the ground here. Okay?
By snipes.
And then some zombies surround him. I need a couple people to be zombies. Some zombies. Be a zombie. Citro, get over here. Aquí. Vete aquí. Be a zombie. I need one more zombie. Be a zombie, please. Just pretend to tear me apart. I'm going to lay on the ground. So, he falls on the ground. The zombies surround him. And then they tear him apart. They tear out his guts. And they start eating him. Okay? That happens here. But, you come behind me now. Please come behind me over here. The next shot you see in the program, that was taken right here. My hand is in the same spot.
Oh wow, that's a cool matchup right there. How did you find that?
So camera is facing down right there, and you can match the metal lines, the thickness, and the patterns on the ground. If you're right here, you should be able to see it.
Right there.
Happen right there where they capture that image.
Thank you.
And the zombie slides his hand across it is all bloody.
All right, it might be say goodbye creep moment. Yeah.
Tom's over here on the ground. He gets up, okay, turns around, the shitty zombie is over there. Behind Tom, you can see a doorway. That doorway right there. This is where he goes up to the zombie. He's got a machete in his boot. He puts it up out of the boot, and he says, say goodbye, creep. Happens right here. Pulls the machete out, and then he runs away. That happened right here. Now, we are all going to go through this very doorway.
Yeah.
This leads to the control room of the movie. And it very much does look the same. I do have to slightly walk through groups of about 18 or so everybody gets a chance to get some video, some photos about the control panel, selfies and whatnot. But we have to do it in groups, so it'll take a little bit of time to get everybody through. But I want everybody to be able to get their photos in front of it and all that. So we're going to go back here to this hallway. Follow me.
All right, this tour is so cool so far. So this will be my second time I've been back into the control. All right, we're entering the hallway. We're gonna take turns in groups. Peter and Roger specifically running up and down this hallway. All right, it does a left down that long hallway and then a quick right. And then we're gonna do another left. You can start to hear the machinery from the boiler room. Then after that left, a longer hallway. You can see what's going on over here. There it is. So we're all waiting here in the hallway, taking our turns. Check out this light fixture up here. That was probably here back in 1978. All right, we took that corner, getting closer. Check out the drippage of the pipings. So look to the left, we're going to the right. There might be an exit. Okay. There's a staircase here now. This is not the staircase you see in the movie, but it's similar. I have never been to that staircase, and stay tuned. We will go there. Here is where we're heading to the office. I've been in this room one time before. The gauges right there. Pay attention to the meters in front of Peter there. We're about to see this room, and also pay attention. I don't think there's a photo of it from this angle, but I noticed the last time I was in here, the desk in the office is the same desk you see in 1978 in Dawn of the Dead. It's still in there. All right, we're coming in. It's our turn. I just met someone here. They came all the way, oh wow, from South Africa. Here's the office. Oh, this is so cool.
That's it. Okay, cool. All right.
Sorry.
Right now, all of you, take your videos, your selfies, your photos while I give those people a talk. Now I'll be back to talk to you.
So I don't think we're going to be able to get in the office this time, but I've been in the office before. All right, I'm going to take a peek. You see this desk right here? I got in there so I could match it up. That is the same desk from Dawn of the Dead. Also, those are the same controls to the Johnson Control Center, as you see in front of Peter. He's in there. This is the spot right here. Check out this old fridge
some
back
sort of
here.
passageway or access. I saw it on a map. Of course, I'm referring to Stephen's dialogue and that map that he found. This is my replica of that map, and you each get a copy of it over here for my wife.
Thank you. I got a map.
Yeah, can you move up there?
A what?
You move up there and you're going to be the zombie.
Okay, I'm going to be the zombie? Okay, I'm going to be the zombie in the boiler room.
Stephen is being chased through here by the security guards around here, okay? And at one point, they come across each other, okay? This is where Jay comes in to the picture.
I'm ready for my big spot.
So they come across each other. Steve will be over here, and that zombie will be right here where Jay is. Don't even move, brother.
Right there, right here.
So in Steven's view, you see the zombie, and then square machinery over there, okay? So Steven's view, zombie, square machine. So what we're going to do, instead of trying to just talk about it, I recreate the scene for you. And that's also why I have my zombie volunteer here. So, this is how it's going to go, Jay. Look at me. I'm going to go over there as Steven, okay? We see each other. You walk around the corner, okay? I walk around the corner towards you. We go to each other. And I run out of bullets. I start firing on you.
Okay.
And then I'm scared and I run away. I run away back towards the back.
Okay.
That's it.
I think
So I'm going to go over there. As soon as we see each other, just walk towards each other. I'm out of bullets. I'm out of bullets, bro. And I run all scared towards the back. The zombie grabs him from behind, and he's spinning around and falls on the ground. The zombie is coming towards me. Got one bullet in the chamber. Click, click, boom. The zombie falls on the ground right here, and my boy is dead.
I'm dead. Goodbye, boiler room. Hopefully that's not forever.
That was cool. Thank you, Jay, for being a part
No,
of that.
thank you.
You're welcome.
My pleasure. You just made my you made my life, man. That was great.
Well,
Hey, I picked you.
Hey, there you get all the credit, of course. There you go. Thank you.
his name is Michael Lancaster. He has a YouTube channel called Alpha Romero. If you don't know him, you should know him. He talks about George Romero and his films every single week on his show. It is the only show on the internet
Alpha Romero.
anywhere devoted entirely to George Romero and his films. He's an awesome guy, friend of mine. I've been on the show. I comment on the show all the time. Check him out, Alpha Romero on YouTube.
There you go, right there. Give him a follow.
This is the area where Roger was buried in the movie after he died.
I like this
All right,
part.
enough of that. Let's move over here.
That's where Roger was
It was a
buried.
movie, for God's sakes.
Now here's my favorite moment.
So remember that one biker wearing a sombrero. He has to keep checking his
This is my
blood
favorite
pressure.
moment.
Why? I don't know.
We saw him here earlier.
The first time he checked his blood pressure actually was right here, underneath this escalator. At the time of filming, the ice skating rink would have been right here beyond the spot. And when you see him kind of check his blood pressure, and then the head biker comes by and says, "Hey man, what do you do if somebody's shooting at us up there?" It's like, oh. And he gets up. And beyond that blood pressure machine and where it happened, you see the glass doors of the ice skating rink, and you see the hot dog stand called Go-Go. The reason I mention this in particular is that this is where a continuity error comes into the movie. So if you're paying attention, later on when he checks his blood pressure, the background has changed. Actually, the wall and he's over there, and he would have been underneath that escalator. But here's the thing, why I know it's a continuity error. It could have been two blood pressure machines. No. Because after you first see him try to check it over here, a minute or so later, you see ATP in this place right here, and the blood pressure machine is no longer there. And that's where the character, biker Sledge, fights two zombies. One wearing a cowboy hat, and one woman wearing a leotard, a ballet leotard greenish. And he starts fighting that, and there's TP here, and it falls. And you see behind them the Papa Go-Go hot dog stand that was just there with the blood pressure machine, which is no longer there. So this is an error. There should not be one over here. It should have been here. Okay, now we've established that. Let's walk this way. And I'll show you that part where he got torn apart in the movie here. This right here, beyond you here, behind you, is where JCPenney's once stood. JCPenney's would have been on the upper and lower level here, a two-level store. An anchor to the mall, they call it. And then across from JCPenney's was where the ice skating rink was. In front of that ice skating rink, there was a scene with Tom Savini in a motorcycle sidecar. Okay? You remember that scene? He chops the zombie's head off in that scene. That motorcycle is actually still here in the mall. The Living Dead Museum owns that motorcycle with the sidecar, and Tom Savini has been doing photo ops in it all weekend. So if you got that photo op, that is the original motorcycle, and that scene happened right here. So the motorcycle would have come from this direction, through here, with the glass doors beyond on the side of it. And this is where Tom's in the sidecar with his sword, and he screams down the pathway here. Woohoo! Cuts off the head of the zombie right here. And that one zombie wearing a sweater, played by Clayton Hill, who was actually the husband of Sharon Sakati Hill, who played the nurse zombie. He just sort of wanders on the escalator like a lot of other zombies, and then I'll do that for you as him.
Perfect. Nailed it. So cool, recreating the shot. Larry of the Dead. Perfect. Great actor. Yeah!
At this very column, it's there in the program.
All right, let's get it.
So, I'm standing where he was. You can match the pattern right here, this line, and this line right there on the marble. And this is where I have a prop also. So, in the world of, studying George Romero's films and other films, a lot of people do this thing called prop-alikes, okay?
Check out the pattern
What
of the
they do
tile
is
and
they
the
figure out
escalator
the
behind
exact
him.
make and model of a walkie-talkie used in, say, Dawn of the Dead, or maybe a TV that's in their hideout, or even a record player in their sort of hideout apartment, which is actually a Bang & Olufsen record player. And they buy it. And it looks like a prop, but it's not actually a prop, but it looks like it. That's why it's a prop-alike. So I do this too, like a lot of other fans do. And this is one of those exact models and makes of the walkie-talkie that they use in Dawn of the Dead. But then, of course, I can use that here on the tour. So Peter is standing here, and this is where he says, with those loading bay doors open, there's going to be 1,000 zombies in here. That'll take the heat off us. They're going to have their hands full.
That was good.
Right here. She would have ended up here with Jason Penny's behind it as
Learned
the
something
backdrop,
new.
so the rock wall and a showcase window.
Movie man.
And when he gets pulled out of the blood pressure machine, the zombies pull him on the ground right there. And if you take that still frame from the movie, it's not in the program, you can match the patterns on this marble column here. So you can just stop the movie, have it on your phone, put it on pause. As soon as they drag the body right there, start eating him and tearing him apart, you see that marble pattern on the column. Where are those restaurants that you see in the movie? Where was that brown derby? I'll show you that later, we're not there yet. We are at the former location of one other restaurant called the Pomodoro. You will remember the scene in the movie where Steven has his sort of failed marriage proposal to Franny at dinner prepared by Peter. That would have happened inside of the Pomodoro, which would have been inside the spot here. Also of note, when they kill all the zombies after their hunt in the mall, they take all those bodies and put them inside of a freezer. That also would have been the freezer of the Pomodoro, which would have been in this area. Let's walk over here. Years go by, and then I start coming here, and I meet this gentleman in the control room named Bob. He had worked here during the filming of the movie, worked here a long time. And he told us this story, which is kind of heartbreaking for a fan like me, who likes to collect things and things from the mall. He told me one time he was cleaning out the control room and the desks, and he finds this dove in one of the drawers. And if you remember the shot at the end of the movie, you see a dove on the top of that clock tower, okay? He found that very dove. That's the only thing that I personally know of that ever survived through the years. A lot of people ask, hey, were there any of the puppets saved or anything? I don't know of anywhere or any of the puppets that were saved, and I don't know where the location of any of them would be. I've never heard anything except for about this dove. So he brings it out, he's cleaning out the desks and stuff, and then nobody really cared anything about it. He just tossed it in the garbage. Crazy. Of course, somebody like me would have wanted it. Anybody would have wanted it. Who's a super fan of Dawn of the Dead like me. And also, I don't know if anybody has any remnants of that clock tower at all. So it was probably all just trash.
All right, we're leaving Romero Court, the lower portion of it, heading up to the balcony. This might be the last time we see George over here. Could be my last time. Nah, I'll be back. All right, this is where the car was coming down. This is the entrance we've been coming in and out the most this weekend.
This is where they locked off the second set of doors. So the car would have come down there, parked right here. Again, hey, does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. No, it's impossible. And you would never know that unless you studied the mall and came to this mall itself. Who would ever come to the mall from Dawn of the Dead? I guess a lot of people. Down that way, past these glass doors, and it parks right here. Peter gets out of the side of the car, Stephen gets out of the hatchback, and they stand here. And in Peter's view of Stephen, you can match the patterns on that marble column beside Stephen. And then Stephen's view of Peter, you can match the column patterns right there. This is where Peter says, we'll get it all locked off, then we're going on a hunt. Let's go back this way. I do want to make a note over here by this door, right here. There is a very familiar zombie here painted on the door. You recognize that? That's the airport zombie. There's also many notable Pittsburgh people on this wall, like Fred Rogers,
Roberto Clemente, Franco Harris.
Tampa Jake, follow that man. Best on YouTube. He loves it. He's coming to Buffalo Bill's house this year.
I'll see you in the kimono.
You know it, baby.
In the boiler room.
Yeah.
Hey, how you been?
That was you.
In the movie, you will see several shots of the clock tower from up high. Those shots would have those shots would have been gotten right here, and you would see that full view of the clock tower in the middle here of this court. I mentioned that because only 2 things were filmed in this section of the mall until we get to the center again.
Couldn't save the clock tower, not in this movie. And we're passing by the Living Dead Museum. Perhaps. No, I'll be back. It's Hall A closing up here. Oh, that looks a lot different. So there was nothing filmed on the second level between the clock tower. This is where we took the mall photo. That photo, it's there. There was nothing filmed between Penny's and where the clock was, that atrium down there in the movie on the upper level. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. This is the upper level. All right, we're heading towards the elevator. This would be above the ice skating rink. So this was all open. So cool. It smells really cool in there.
We'll just wait for everybody to gather around.
First time I've been down here this weekend.
Where was that store with all the arcade games that you see out here was playing games in Italy? That would have been right behind me. It was called at the time of filming North American Amusements. That's where they played all those old style arcade games from the 70s. Right here. Let's move along this way. This right here is the main mall entrance. At the time of filming, it was quite different. It did not have this circular area. The front of the mall actually was flat. It would go from a flat end over that way to this end of the mall over here. And this whole part here on the district was added in 2003, 2004, and those big locations. This did not exist at the time of filming.
All right, making our way back to the main portion of the mall.
All right. As I said earlier, I tell you where those restaurants were in the mall. You'll remember the Brown Derby. They walked by it or run by it many times. The Brown Derby would have been right there. So now, if you're thinking of the movie, we're going to figure this out. That hallway down there is that main hallway where they come from the back area.
Hero hallway.
We'll get there in a minute. So they would come from that hallway up this path here, past the Brown Derby, and also past the Eco Bank, which would have been right there. And they would run this way towards JCPenney's, where it was formerly, where the movie theater is now. So they would always come back and forth from their hallway through here towards JCPenney's. Imagine that. So this Eco Bank is also where Peter had his scene with Stephen. And he said, in documented deck, you see the camera crew, including George Romero, placed right here, with the heroes stood right here, and that's where they do their dialogue. And that's where I'll do Peter's lines. Right here is about where he would have been. And he said, do you know the Pumba? Voodoo? Granddad was a priest in Trinidad. He used to say, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here. It would have happened right here. All those years ago.
All right, now we're heading towards the hallway. So cool. Check out yesterday's video. We got Flyboy walking down the hallway.
A bunch of you come over here on this side, over here. A bunch of you come over here. Not over here, though. Not in this area. Come on this side. Tim, Jake, come over here.
Over here?
Yep, come back right over
Right
here.
there.
Keep this fair. People come close.
I've been
More
summoned.
people over here. More people over here. Come over here. I'm doing a stunt here, okay? Don't stand here. Go anymore. This has to be clear. Right in front of me is all clear. All has to be clear, okay? Move back even. Further, further, further. Everybody move back, move back, move back, move back, okay? Try to see this all right here, okay? If you don't realize it already, like I said earlier, this is that main hallway that leads to their main hideout area. And they go into the mall from here, all through the movie, okay? During the bike parade, of course, Peter's being fired upon by the bikers. And then at one point, this is great, you guys. Be ready with your cameras. I'm going to do a roll right here, just like Peter did.
I got you.
So, he's got his rifle. Okay, got it back a little bit. He starts firing at the bikers. Boom, boom, boom. He jumps and rolls as the bikers, including Tom Savini, come towards him. And he starts firing, he shoots one biker, he jumps in the air, and then Tom Savini and Marty Schiff hide on the side of the wall over there, and then the lights go out, okay? And Tom Savini says, "Ooh, you mother." And then Peter gets up, and then he runs down the hallway, okay? I love doing that stunt.
There you go.
Get this.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Flyboy. That's good. He's got it down. It's gonna go all the way. That was hilarious.
No. Remember, Peter was down there, okay? He comes running down the hallway. He has to get into the ceiling, so he comes down here. Before he goes up into the ceiling, he shoots at one of the bikers, played by Marty Schiff. He gets shot at the end of the hallway. He goes up the ladder. And then Tom Savini, as Wade comes running down this way with his sword, Peter closes up that hole with the ladder pulled up. And Savini jabs his sword up into the grating and says, "I see you, Chocolate Man." That's a crazy line if you think about it. It might be a little wrong. You be the judge. Okay, so of course, now, this is also where Flyboy came back. Like I just demonstrated, he brings the zombies all down here. And he brings them to this spot here. This is the very set of doors that goes to the back areas where they were staying. This is where they built the sort of fake wall, too. Okay? Fake wall. Flyboy comes back as a zombie, and they all start clawing and biting at the wall. And they tear it down, and they go through these doors. We are all going through this set of doors, like those zombies, and I have a little something to say back there, and I'll show you. And then once we get through the other side, we will go to the area that leads to their hideout. So I also want to get a little footage of you up front.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys can follow me. I have something to point out here in the hallway.
Thank you. All right, we're in.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so this hallway is the one they were running up and down of. Wasn't so sure. It's longer than I thought. The hallway of the dead. It's like some people have signed the wall over here. That's cool.
So me, being the fan that I am, I want to figure out where everything took place. So if you're following along in your program, you see the shot, it's on the back of Roger and Peter in that back hallway, which is this one. Then I'll look at the movie closely, and when Stevie comes out of the doorway, you see it written on the wall. Somebody wrote in pencil or pen, B, B, and B. I look at that original directory, and I see there was a store that should have been located here called Bailey, Brooks, and Biddle.
Or you can see where they filled in the doorway right there.
Yeah. You want to hear the
That was
story
right
again?
there.
Stay and film it and look at it and watch me as I tell the story. But otherwise you can see where it's new sheetrock and it's not been painted and it does not match the rest of the wall.
You can clearly see it. Alright, so you do not dead end into a staircase. This is where you come out. Check it out. So we are going to get to see the staircase and the hideout. Parts of the hideout. So over here in the lobby of the offices, there's something I have never seen before. I missed this the last few times I was here. Alright, I'm now inside the lobby of the offices. We got a picture of George Romero. And we've got cast members of Dawn of the Dead right here in front of the tower. And then here's a shot of the fountain. And it gives a little history there. And then right behind me, the offices of the Monroeville Mall. Also, there's an elevator right there.
This one, there are some framed and matted photos here celebrating the home, the original Dawn of the Dead. George Romero, George Dario Argento, and the zombies around the fountain. Of course.
course, the Living Dead Museum is another major tribute area, and of course the Romero Court where the Romero bust is. A lot of different places to celebrate the movie here in the mall. Now, we are going to go through this doorway here, go downstairs through a series of hallways, and we're going to go to the area that leads to their hideout, that set of stairs, okay? I have to cycle you all through.
It's downstairs?
Just like in the control room.
All right, I'm gonna be one of the last to go in here. Thank you. I had no idea where this was.
I know this movie by heart.
Check it out, staircase. Now, I don't think this is the staircase. Oh my gosh. We're in the hideout. Guys, how cool is this? We're not even there yet. Going up like a ramp. No smoking. There's a long hallway. There's more of these hallways than I thought there were. Alright. I am now officially last.
She's like, oh really? I'm like, yeah.
Big crybaby. Check out the pipes here. We're taking the right. Almost up.
Here with the camera, okay? And then George Romero is in this stairway, giving direction to Scott Reiniger and Kevin.
Alright, I believe we're entering the famous staircase that led up to the hideout.
Coming back here, Jay, are you in the end?
I'm at the end, my
Okay,
friend.
cool,
Thank
cool,
you.
cool.
Staircase time.
Of course, when I might be the most tired, Jay.
How many of these have you done this weekend?
6 tours all weekend.
6 tours.
This is my last 6th one. Up and down these stairs every single day, and every single tour I'll be
Original
I'll be
Dawn
back
of the
down in
Dead
a second.
VHS tape. That's cool.
Thorny Am I, 1982.
There it is. That's so cool, dude. Holy Grail.
1978 first cover hard card book.
Signed.
Yes.
That's
That
cool.
one. And then you got these two.
Oh, cool.
And these ones, you want to know what's cool about these ones? On the inside, it's got art.
Oh, it's got the great cover. Who made those?
I don't know. Oh, Anchor Bay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
They call this one the Anchor Gay because it's like
rainbow.
That's the nickname for it. And then you got that one too.
That's so cool. Thanks for sharing,
Yeah,
man.
no worries.
Yeah.
I like sharing things with other fans, you know?
Yeah, man. Hope you had a good weekend.
I did.
We're waiting for Larry to come down. Here's a staircase. He's up there several flights. Get my pictures in real quick before he comes back down.
I mentioned earlier, I have a YouTube channel called WGON TV, just like the TV station in the movie. I don't mention that for promotional purposes. I mention it because I have a lot of George Romero related content on that channel, and in that channel I have a footage from a local news magazine that came here during the filming of Dawn of the Dead. In that footage that the local TV station captured while they were making the movie, you see this series of doors here. And you see cameraman Michael Warnick standing here. And George Romero is down the stairs giving direction to Scott Reiniger and Ken Forey. Beyond cameraman Michael Gornick, behind him is producer of the movie, Richard Rubenstein, who would have been right there with a sour look on his face. If you know Richard, that's par for the course. He never smiles. And a lot of people don't consider him a very nice guy. But me, I have a different opinion, okay? I think he's a great guy. For these reasons, the following reasons. Number one, he produced this film. He gave George Romero that power, the resources he needed to make Dawn of the Dead, okay? Without finding financing and locations and everything he needed to make this film, it would not have happened, and we would not be enjoying it to this day. So he's very important in that respect. He also made and produced some of George Romero's greatest films, starting with Martin all the way through Day of the Dead. Greatest films besides Night of the Living Dead, in my opinion. I value the guy because of that. Very important to George Romero's career. Number two, he also controls Dawn of the Dead to this day. So if you want to have a screening of the movie during your show, like we did twice this weekend, you have to go to him and ask permission. He will either give it to you or not give it to you, okay? Fortunately, the past few years he has been very generous and allowed us to show the movie. Of course, this is not a free thing. We have to pay
a bit of money to show the movie, but that's okay, you know, support the creators of the film. Also along those lines, since he does control Dawn of the Dead to this day, any merch that comes out is approved or disapproved by him. So you go into Spirit Halloween, you see a lot of stuff from Michael Myers or Halloween 2. That's all usually approved by Universal, who owns the rights to Halloween 2. And there's sometimes a lot of crap, things that don't even look good or look that great, some really bad Michael Myers stuff. And that reason is they'll just grant a license to anybody who says, we'll give you some money. Fine, they'll take the money. Richard, on the other hand, is not like that. Richard will only approve quality merchandise like stuff from Fright Rags or Cavity Colors and such, and he has to see the artwork and approve it. So there is not a flooded market with crap because Richard does still control the movie and it's not owned by some corporation or something. I like that. Good quality products. Let's go up the stairs, everybody.
Alright, Peter there, Romero on the stairs. Hey, where do these stairs go? Alright.
So this is that stairway.
Oh, it is.
Certainly is, Jay.
That's
Everybody
awesome.
come so you
First
can
time
see
here.
at the top. Oh, nice.
Yes.
All right. Actually, don't go in that corner. That's the only thing I ask. Don't go in that corner.
That corner.
Anywhere else.
Oh, sorry.
All right. We're gonna say, hey, Larry, we've seen the movie. At the top of the stairs, and there's supposed to be a door here, and you are correct. There should be a door here. Let me explain. Okay? Years ago, back in 2012, I came here and became friends with Kevin Christ and Mandy Raymond, who own and run the Living Dead Museum. They had a different incarnation of the museum at the time. Also became friends with Daz Sargent, who is our webmaster. It's all of us who create this show that you came to this weekend. We became friends on this trip. And during a visit to the museum, we all decided we want to try to find this set of stairs. Back then, nobody knew where it was really. Very few people. So, one day, we all grabbed garbage bags under the guise of taking out the trash, okay? We weren't looking for the trash bin or anything. We went through all the back hallways looking for the set of stairs. And that trip we walked through, it seemed like miles and miles of corridors behind all the stores, and we could not find this set of stairs. Nothing that matched at all. Of course, things could have been painted or changed, but nothing seemed to match. Okay, so I come back on another trip after we gave up on that one. And then on that trip, I go and talk to the gentleman, Bob, who worked in the control room, okay? I talked about him earlier when he found that bird from the top of the clock tower in the desk drawer and threw it out. We said to Bob, hey, do you happen to know where that set of stairs is that leads to the hideout or sort of apartment in the movie? He said, yeah. Do you want to go there? And we're like, oh my God, yes. So awesome. He leads us through the mall, through that main hallway from the movie, through the Army recruiting station, which is right inside here. We come inside here, and I'm like, oh my God. The colors on the wall are the correct colors. They're the same. And then I know from looking at the movie, when you get to the Bob, there has to be a door that swings open like this. So the door would be closed like that, and it would have to swing open like this because the zombies push it open as they come through when Steven returns, and they all stream up through the stairway. And none of the other stairs that I saw in the behind-the-scenes parts of the mall had that feature. So I go down there, okay? I run down once we're in here, and I see it's got that door, okay? It's got that door that opens properly. Then I'm like, Bob, you know, everything matches, but where's that door? What happened here? He said, well, at one point, the main mall officers were beyond this doorway, and they moved elsewhere in the complex, okay? They did not want this door going into the main part of this new leased space they had created. So they filled in that doorway and made the door go into the lobby of that leased space, okay? And then to further illustrate the point, look around the room at the uniformity of the construction and the cinder blocks, okay? And then you come here.
You can definitely see it.
And there's a straight line, and then even jagged in this. This is where they filled something in. It doesn't match. This is it. So, of course, you remember in the film, Steven is asleep,
the guys go into the mall, okay? And then he wakes up. Steven goes running down the steps, and Franny comes up to the railing, and she says to Steven right there, Steven! For God's sakes, let's get up to the roof. He looks up and says, we can't leave those guys down there. That happens right here. And now if you're following along your program, look on the back. You see the shot of Peter in the corner, okay? Peter is standing in that corner right there when he returns after the whole pie fight and the bike parade. You can match the colors and also the indentations and imperfections between those bricks and such. That is the spot where he is standing. So of course, he turns around as he comes up. That's the shot you see. Franny is standing here, and she runs toward him, okay?
Right here.
He stops her right here. She's about to freak out. She wants to go find her man, but she's probably lost him.
We'll just wait here a while.
Just wait here a while. I heard shots. It happens here. It all happened here. It all happened here.
See.
Come on,
That's
everybody.
amazing.
This way. We're going to exit through this door.
Cool. There's the corner. That was really cool.
We're going to go down the hallway and up the stairs.
Back in
We
the
have
hallway.
about 5 minutes left of the tour.
It's been a great tour.
Interview with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Go up the stairs.
Got some
Up the stairs.
ZZ
You can't
plants.
open that door. Go up the stairs.
Close it. All right, back in this hallway. Or stairwell. All right, I don't know where we're gonna come out. Okay, we're back where we started. Thank you. Oh, check it. So, just to show you perspective-wise, stairwells right behind there. There's the office, and parking lot marker 10 next to the present-day Kirkland's on this side of the mall.
Together over here. We've got a couple minutes left. We're done with the tour. If you don't know already,
Lights are off in the mall.
during the filming of Dawn of the Dead, only 2 people did all the stunts in the film. That would be Tom Savini and Tassos Pedrakis, friend of his. One stunt was done right here, and it could have gone terribly wrong. In the bike parade, you'll remember that there's a sort of a motorcycle rider that rides through a kiosk and smashes through a glass wall. That would have happened right here. Tom Savini did that very stunt, running through that glass wall in the kiosk, that sort of glass on the wall. Glass. What they did was they created fake glass, okay? Tom said could severely hurt. They built a structure, a sort of frame on the ground here. What they would have done was build a wooden frame on the ground, okay? And then poured some liquid in there that would harden and make a piece of fake glass. But unfortunately, if you look at the floor here, it's not level at all. There's a dip. So what ends up happening is when you pour that fake glass on the ground, you're going to have a thinner area over here, and then it gradually gets thicker. So you're going to have this super thick piece of fake glass that Tom Savini rode his motorcycle into. It could have been like riding a motorcycle into a brick wall, okay? And he could have really been killed. Fortunately, he was padded well enough, and the only thing he hurt on his body was his knee. One knee was not padded well, but he was uninjured otherwise. Years go by, and if you would visit George Romero at his office building, on his desk, and you're in there, he would bang this big, thick piece of glass on the table, bang, bang, and it would not break. He's like, this is that glass that Tom Savini rode through with Dawn of the Dead. I really could have killed him, and it's a big laugh, but of course it's kind of serious. But yeah, it was this thing that George would always show everybody when he would visit his office. Let's head over here. Because this is exactly what the cast and crew would have experienced and felt when they filmed Dawn of the Dead here. They filmed overnight because the mall wasn't open and operating mall. And it would have been operating during the day, and they could not film during the day with people here and stores open. So they would film overnight. Just like this. This feeling you get here, they would experience that every day and every night of filming. And then during the feast by all the zombies feeding on the bikers, they rip apart that biker thing of orange shit, and then when you see the zombies on the ground along a railing on this upper level, they would be all on the ground here, sitting here, chewing and pulling on parts and fighting each other for the pieces of meat and the parts. All right here
showing this spot right here. Tom Savini.
In the ceiling. First now you're going to say, where was Peter in the ceiling? Again, we imagine, you never know what's going to film. But in reality, there's nowhere for Peter to be shooting from the ceiling. It was there in the same spot during the filming of the movie. But unfortunately, after being in business 41 years, I believe, they closed a year and a half.
This was the last original
So now
store.
there are no more stores in the same spot as
Natural
the
Ice.
movie.
Closed.
Of course, you know what's happening next.
Looks like we're walking out of the second level on the side of the mall that we entered and started the tour. Ooh. Security gate going off. Inside the dress shop. Need a dress?
People often wonder, hey, where did that scene take place where Steven gets his hair cut by Franny? That would have been a barbershop located here at that time.
I did not know that.
Called Your Father's Mustache. Happened right here. So now, this right here is where we take a group photo. We take a couple photos.
All right,
one
group photo
being
time.
a smiling photo, and then two, one of us being zombies, all right?
Okay, now do your zombie.
All right, cool. Yeah, I stood up on the bench. Almost there.
Look out the window here. At the beginning of the tour, I mentioned that road that the bikers all come down. That sloping road right there is that road where all the bikers come down towards the mall. And like I said earlier, most of the time when you see zombies in the parking lot and outside glass doors, it would have been out in this parking lot and outside the glass doors below. It all happened out here and also out here with zombies in the parking lot. Now, let me see how. It's not really too bad. We got a couple points to make, and then you can go home.
Firestone would have been JCPenney Auto Garage. Okay, yeah, slightly rain. You gotta be careful. We're going way out. So over here is where the helicopter would have landed. Ooh, it's cold and rainy. All right, this wall. Zombies were bobbing up against that wall.
Also, when the helicopter comes towards the home, it comes from that direction over there.
Helicopter in
It
that
flies
direction.
by what would have been JCPenney's at the time, which is now Cinemark. It comes from that direction, and it lands in front of that square structure with the grates on the side. That white structure, square with grates on the side, the helicopter would land right in front of it on a helicopter
Right there.
landing pad. Okay? So they would get out of the helicopter and head this way. They are looking around, and you see those square machines up there, part of the HVAC, I'm sure. That's where Peter says, might be nuclear. And then beyond
Right there.
there is where Peter played his racquetball and such in the moon. And then beside, there's
Racquetball
two
wall.
metal hooks and that round cylinder right there, which is some kind of vent. That's where they had a fake glass enclosure. What they did was, and had to do, was there was a set where their apartment was built. It was not actually in the mall. It was at the top floor of an office building in downtown Pittsburgh, a few doors down from George's own office building. And that floor, the top floor of the building, had a skylight. So they wanted to match that set location to the mall. So they built a fake glass enclosure, a sort of skylight, just beyond that cylinder
There you
thing
go.
and the two pipes hanging out. So that's where they would have come in into and out of to look like it matched their apartment, which was a set in downtown Pittsburgh. Okay? So of course at the end of the movie, the zombies all start coming through that glass enclosure and heading towards the helicopter over here. Helicopter lifts off once Peter gets in and Franny's piloting. It lifts off, turns around as the zombies advance toward it. It flies off into the distance, the sunrise or the dawn. And that is the end of the movie, and that is the end of the tour. Thank you all for coming on this tour with me.
Thank you.
You are all fans, I hope, like me, and I appreciate and I love you all for being like that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Okay, guys, what'd you think about that tour? I left as much in as I could. I kept a little bit, but also I left a lot because there's not too many of these moments left with this mall. And I just got some good news. They have confirmed that the Living Dead weekend in October will take place in the Monroeville Mall. I just heard it from the horse's mouth. Of course, the Living Dead Museum puts on these museums, and I was just let know that they signed the contract just before I got here. So it is official. No more rumors. There will be one more Living Dead weekend in the Monroeville Mall. And perhaps Larry will be doing some tours. So pay attention to that website if you want to come out here. I met so many people here from around the world. South Africa, Japan, a lot of people from the UK, California, Oklahoma, the list goes on. South Carolina, just about every state. A lot of people came out from New England. So if it's worth it to you to do what they did, to do what I did before they tear this place down, and hopefully they don't. We're still trying to change that. Make that journey and make it quick, and it's totally worth it. If you love this movie, if you want to see this, come see it, because it's about to be gone forever. I hate saying that. It makes me sad. I'm one of the last cars in the parking lot over there. When there's no more mall, the dead will still walk the earth. And this will not be my last time here. I shall return. I did not think I was originally going to do 3 entire videos of my experience. I knew I had to be here this weekend because at the time before coming up here, I was told that this was the last weekend of the Monroeville Mall, the last one ever. And I'm so glad that that's not true. Please give the video a thumbs up, share it, like it. Let me know your feelings down there in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Check out my Dawn of the Dead playlist on the main page on my YouTube channel. Also, I have done a lot of other filming location videos in the past, and I have a playlist dedicated to that as well. Thank you guys. Thanks for always watching, sticking with me, and especially sticking to the very end. And although the end is coming soon for this mall, we're not there yet. We still have some time, thankfully. Know you're awesome, know you're loved, and no matter who you are, and no matter what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. And I shall see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. And thanks to everyone who made my weekend extra special this weekend. All the magic and all the favors. Adam the Woo watching over us. This is the first time I've been here where I wasn't texting him, but he was there. Love you, buddy. Miss you, man. And look at that. The sun over the mall. That's magic. That's amazing. I was about ready to pull off here. And check this out. There's a rainbow. I still believe. Look at that magic. Save the mall. Save the mall. Save the mall. Save the mall. Save the mall.